It's me, Melissa Redford, and I'm here at Steiner's because it's Vegas nonstop with Jonathan Scott. Oh my gosh, I'm tongue-tied. And I've got Carl John has got his guitar and the fabulous Jimmy Mack. It's a fabulous afternoon. Tuesday at Steiner's. What's better than this?
We're going to start with a song with Carl John.
We're starting with a song, we might as well.
Nice and loud.
It's my soul that's separated, years up on the shelf, broken in a compass, found me searching for myself. I was standing on the corner, waiting for the light to change. When a bartender named Doctor, come ease my worries away. He said, broken town like thunder, lend your soul in the desert rain. So I'll shift the spell you're under to be battle born again. Black hat, gold heart, that's who we are. Solve the sins of the brand new start. Turn light to darkness and darkness to neon light. For these Vegas golden nights. Stop asking what and asking why. Hit the strip like a slip and slide. The sound of slots and seasons, waking you to your brighter side. You roll the town like thunder, and the soul in the desert rain. Oh, shift the spell you're under, be battle born again. Black hat, gold heart, that's who we are. Solve the sins of the brand new start. Turn light to darkness and darkness to neon light. To these Vegas golden nights. Gave the city a dream. We'll overcome your pain. Remember what in your heart. Keep the spot in champagne. Black hat, gold heart, that's who we are. It's all the sin of a brand new start. Turn light to darkness and darkness to neon light. These Vegas go black hat, gold heart, that's who we are. It's all the sin of a brand new start. Turn light to darkness and darkness to neon light. These Vegas go night. Black hat, gold heart, that's who we are.
Big applause, Carl John. Carl, talk about the promotion that you've got going on.
Oh, this weekend, there is a charity event George Maloof is doing over at Bishop Gorman between the Metro and the Fire Department, and it benefits the families of fallen officers that are serving our community. So it's a great event. It's full tackle, right? And I'll be performing at halftime. There's a bunch of interesting items there, celebrities showing up, and a lot of different things. So you can buy the tickets. I'll post somewhere on this wall where you can go and look for tickets or donate.
The dates are again?
The date's actually this weekend. What's it? The 6th? The Saturday the 6th. Saturday, May 6th. So that's happening. And then my single, Battleborn, Vegas Golden Nights. If you look up Carl John and Battleborn, you should be able to find it where better music is sold online, wherever that
Better
is.
music.
Do you have any questions for Carl?
No, I just was thrown because he has two first names. Sorry.
I do. So whatever one you like, the good or the bad. It's like a magic 8-ball.
Introduce our next guest.
Jimmy Mack.
Jimmy Mack is here. Hello, everybody.
What do you think of that song?
I thought it was beautiful. I've think it's awesome. It should be the theme song
For the
for
Golden Knights. Why not?
You were born here, right?
I was born and raised, second generation. Yes. A lot of stories behind Las Vegas.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Sure.
Carl, you've got another song in you, though. I think.
I got another song in me?
Yeah, why don't you play us another song?
All right. Well, here's one off of my last album, an audiobook for Journey Home. This is going to slow it down a little bit.
That's possible.
I'm going to try to. People love to watch the horse around. When that rain black bugs them all down. He was a pretty good rookie, till he met the gal that sold suitcases. He could make her smile from ear to ear. They said one night drinking rodeo beer. Got his painted on, nobody knows what's going on. Stroke his funny bone. Stroke his funny bone. When the cowboy came to the circus, I mean, circus flag nation's gone. Asked himself, she was working. I was hard to tell for so long. You don't have much anymore. Sure, I had changed. Tears and raised pain like this. No dogs, nothing interest. Smiley's got his painted on. Everybody knows what's going on. Stroke his funny bone. Stroke his funny bone.
Ouch. That hurts my face.
That's beautiful. That's great.
Big applause, big applause. And if people want to find your music, where can they find your music?
CarlJohn.com. If you go to Carl John on Spotify, you go to Carl John, Carl John on Instagram, you can find me if you Google Carl John.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm going to jump on camera now because I should. Just as I should. Hi, everybody. Jonathan Scott, Vegas Nonstop. I should do it official. Jonathan Scott with Vegas Nonstop.
There it is.
There you will hear that.
There it is.
Coming to you live from Steiner's, a Nevada-style pub. Why would you say a Nevada-style pub, you might ask? You might ask, but you're not gonna.
Because we're in Nevada.
Listen to this. Not Nevada.
Yep.
Not Nevada.
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 Thank you.
He
Yes.
was
Ready?
born and raised
At the
here.
DMV
Come on.
they say it.
He was BAR. Born and raised here. Although Steiner's, a Nevada-style pub, has become known to locals as the place for quality service, delicious food, and unparalleled bar, which I think is gymnastics, really.
Pretty much.
great beer selections. Have you tried them all?
Almost pretty much every.
I think you probably
At
did.
least twice.
High definition plasma TVs, or do you say plasma?
Plasma.
Plasma TVs for all sports fans. All of
I'm
them.
not fancy enough to say
Volleyball, badminton. I've seen some badass badminton, by the way. You're not even on camera anymore. And home to the best bar video poker promotions in Las Vegas. It's Steiner's, a Nevada-style pub. Again, operators known as Roger Sands, who's behind us, bring forth their 30 years of hospitality experience in welcoming both local and non-local. visiting guests, and aliens too, from one of their 3 beautiful Las Vegas locations, depending on what part of the city you're on. 8168 South Las Vegas Boulevard, which is the original. That's where we were yesterday. I'm still talking. And that's at, no wait, that's where the original is at 8410 West Cheyenne, which is north of Durango and West Cheyenne. Then this number 2 is 1750 North Buffalo Drive, North Buffalo and West Las Vegas. And where we are right now is 8168 South Las Vegas Boulevard. Las Vegas Boulevard and Blue Diamond, or do you say Windmill?
I would say Windmill.
You would say Windmill?
It's on the strip.
You
It's
can
on
say
the
it's
strip.
South Las Vegas.
It's on the strip.
Jimmy, you grew up here. When did Windmill become Blue Diamond, or when did Blue Diamond become Windmill?
That's a good question. I would say probably in the 90s.
You don't know.
Yeah, I
You're
don't
just
know.
guessing. You're just like,
I don't
I would say the 90s.
I
Why would you say the 90s?
Because I don't remember much in the 80s. I was a little kid.
Did you learn how to city council?
That's what
No, not yet.
Roger Sachs, when did Blue Diamond become Windmill, or when did Windmill become Blue Diamond?
2003.
See, I knew what Roger would know.
See, Roger knows.
Roger would know. Happy hours Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. here at Steiner's. Food value priced appetizers, drinks 2 for 1, Jimmy.
I got you on that one.
2 for Tuesday on our 24 draft beers.
I'll cover it.
50 bottles and 50 bottle drinks, and 2 for 1 on house wines, 2 for 1 premium well. Every day, 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. You're still awake.
In that case, I'm going to be right back.
Quesadillas, $2.49. Potato skins, classic burgers. The burgers here are great, by the way.
Well,
Unbelievable.
we're gonna have to order something.
Yeah, well, you
Oh,
could.
yeah.
You could. I like the burger. What's the burger I like, Roger?
Trojan burger.
The Trojan burger, named after the condoms.
That's what I like to take over. I mean,
We're the national champion
I
UFC
dare
Trojan.
say that.
get some snap to it.
And video poker players, Blazing Bottles gaming promo. I bet you want to know about that.
Blazing
Well, listen.
Battles.
Blazing Battles, not bottles. Gaming promo. You get $75 daily match free play.
I would love that.
$75 daily match free play.
Every day.
I could do
By
that.
hitting-
I could do that.
Day.
Roger, why don't you come on over here?
I know. Roger.
Because I don't have the video poker. Oh yeah, I do. No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't have the gaming promos. I think I left them at home.
So the new gaming promo is going to start up next week. It's actually called Blazing Battles. We're rewarding all of our top players that have been part of the last promotion, which was called Knighted by the Light, with daily free play. If you were the top 10 players at each location, you'll qualify for up to $100 a day in daily match free play. If you're in the next 20, you'll qualify for $75 a day in match free play. And then if you're up to 21 through 50, you'll get up to $50 a day in free play. Nobody gives away that kind of money.
Nobody.
Nobody. Except this guy right here.
He's the Wiz. Nobody needs him. He's the Wiz. Steiners. If you love video poker and you love eating and drinking, Steiners, a Nevada-style pub, is the place to.
and we're here on Las Vegas Boulevard.
And we're on LVB and Diamond, Blue Diamond and Windmill, established 2003. When they decided, what was first, Blue Diamond or Windmill?
Blue
Blue
Diamond.
Diamond.
Blue Diamond.
Yeah, because it was a highway.
It was a high. Blue Diamond was a highway.
It's the old highway. Yeah. To
Bonnie
Pahrump.
Springs. It even goes to Bonnie Springs.
Over the hump to Pahrump.
The hump to Pahrump.
Over the hump to Pahrump.
All right, Jimmy.
Sir.
Your family has a long history here. You're gonna have to talk loud now, even though it's quiet in here.
Okay, I got
I
you.
want to hear the history of your family. You're the third generation in.
Almost this much third generation. Both sides were here. One was in 58, one was in 48, I think it was.
Well, let's start off with your uncle True, who was a radio personality, or still is.
For about 48 years. I think he still does. He does the Go Lightly and Associates thing. He just says.
Boy, if I could only go like.
And the funniest thing is, he's known for that. Even though he did station casinos advertisements, he did radio on AM KDON. He was the #1 DJ. I know on AM, but this is when AM was popular a while ago. So True Hawkins.
True Hawkins.
So and
Anybody remember True Hawkins?
so yeah, he does the Go Lightly and Associates 222-3333.
I've seen that commercial.
So it,
Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
Not lately, but
Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
they have to take me to dinner first and flowers. I'm not going to answer that question because I am a married man.
Well, they used to give you something called Go Lightly. And it was anything but Go Lightly. They should have called it Whoosh. Now we're getting off the topic. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
True,
Yeah, True is he's been here.
why don't you say True Value?
He used to
True Hawkins.
well, True would host the Greek festival and the San Gennaro feast.
San Gennaro.
San Gen-
I think that's coming up.
Is it?
It's going to be in the end.
Right. I don't know where it's going to be, but it's coming up. But yeah, he would do those. He would be the host for everybody. And then back in the day when it was called the Boardwalk, by the way, and then it turned
What
into
was?
Monte Carlo.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I remember the boardwalk.
Yeah. And so his voice would be so loud and I don't want to say annoying,
Louder than mine?
but I already just said no. Because I know what he sounds like.
Nobody's voice is louder than mine.
No, and every time anyways, his voice you could hear on the Strip all the time back in the 80s and 90s. And he would be in all the like speakers.
Oh, the speakers outside?
Yeah, and then they stopped doing that.
And how old is he now? 90?
He must be 100.
100. He's not 100.
140.
Yeah, I know, right? He looks good.
I want to check his check.
He looks really great.
But he looks like he's 120. So
But he looks like he's 120.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, good. We're still on.
You know what? You know, my dad. He had a friend. There was a guy named Ralph Calcaterra who actually helped with my grandfather.
Dad Kim.
Kim McKellar. So my grandfather helped build most of
Opa?
downtown Opa. Yeah, Jim McKellar the first, and I'm the third. But he, Ralph Calcaterra, and he used to go over to my dad and said, "Kim, you look great. How long you been dead?" And I said, he would say it all the time, and my dad would just kind of laugh because he was playing along.
Yeah.
But they actually have streets named after them. My grandfather and my, well, actually, and my dad too. But Ralph Calcaterra.
Here in town?
Yeah,
Where?
right off the Strip, like Paradise and like just near Paradise and north of where Thomas and Mack is. A few streets up.
So what are the streets called? What are the names? McKellar?
Yep. McKellar Circle and Calcaterra Drive.
Okay, so let's talk about your early years growing up here and what you know about Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, well, Nevada, right? Do you want me to tell you about? Okay, so growing
Talk
up.
about your family history.
Okay, well, they built most of, like I was saying, they built a lot of houses, condominiums. They built apartment complexes, and now we do now we do smaller hotel franchises here, Comfort Inn Suites, Hampton Inns, other sleep ins and suites. But anyways, what it was like back then, it was like the Wild West. I mean, it was all in who you knew. I mean, my dad. Okay, he could go golfing with a guy who was famous as an arsonist. There's another, like a guy who was a famous arsonist, and the police chief is also.
Yeah, let's
golfing.
not get his name.
I'm not going to say that name. No, people know it. It's in books. Right. That's good. And also, he was upset because the arsonist burned the place next to him and burned his office down too. And he
Same
had
as it ever was.
Yeah.
David Atwell was the guy who was the broker for the Frontier Sands Dunes, and he was famous for that. And also, he passed away, and he was one of my closest friends.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, I really didn't know that you were. I knew David.
I was very close with
And I
him.
know that David would win the Turnberry Talent Contest every year.
Yes. He was good. He always did Mustang Sally. So that, I mean, everybody
Can we hear a
knew
little bit of that?
They stayed away from him.
When are you going to slow that Mustang down?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had a plaque at the Sterling Club. It said his name, but then they took it off. But there were only 3 booths. He had one of them.
Probably because of the lawsuit.
Probably. So
It got ugly at the end. though.
I remember when I was a kid, I was going to Trinity Christian School, and we'd have
I
to drive
thought you were
down.
Jewish.
She
McKellar.
didn't live for it.
McKellar is a Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. McKellarstein. So anyway, So we drive, and there were always protesters picketing. It must have been 30 years they were doing it, maybe 20, in front of the Frontier. And then the Frontier became the Trump Tower.
The old Frontier or
Oh
the
my
new
gosh.
Frontier?
The old Frontier.
The old frontier.
They're talking about Phil Ruffin. When did Phil Ruffin come in?
That's a good question. That I don't know.
Right.
I wish I could tell you. But
Came up with Windmill and Blue Diamond.
as Dave Atwell was like just about to pass away, he won this big lawsuit that helped his kids out, which I went to school with.
His daughters, right?
Yes, yeah, and they're all phenomenal. Everybody's been amazing. All of the Atwells are just great. But anyways, so my
So what was the Frontier before?
that's a good question.
No, oh, okay. I thought you said it was something else and it became the Frontier, or the Frontier became something else.
Frontier became the Trump Tower area, right by the
so
Stardust.
that was the original Frontier, was where the Trump Tower is now?
I believe so.
Yes, it is.
But
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, but the Stardust was right next to it, and the Stardust. The last thing I saw was Steve and Edie Gourmet. Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet. That was phenomenal. In fact, somebody gave me just recently Steve's jacket that they won in an auction, and it was the last thing that he had. That
Well,
he
Steve's
wore.
still alive. I understand he's got Alzheimer's right now, but I see
Edie passed away. You're right.
Edie passed away, but you know, I lived at Las Vegas Country Club, and they did too. Or Steve still does.
Yeah. Do you know the funny story
That
about?
stuff.
Well, Las Vegas Country Club. So my dad had a place over there. This is back in the 80s. I was going to Christian school, and this is the funniest thing. Okay, so I remember when my friends, I remember a friend of mine, his name is Travis, he says, my dad just moved, we're moving to the Las Vegas Country Club. And I go, I remember hearing all these older people talk, and I go, oh my God, your parents are getting divorced? And he goes, how did you know that? How did you know? And I go, because everybody I hear says all the divorcees are over at the country club. It's all males. So then there'd be a lot of ladies over there waiting, around in the
On the golf
yeah,
course.
right in the bushes. Yeah, that was like the place to go. And my dad had two places there, by the way.
One was a stabbing cabin.
Correct.
For those of you kids at home.
That was a thing, and people know this. You could talk to people. I remember my teacher thought that was hysterical. She goes, "Yeah, that's not right."
Yeah.
And she didn't want to say anything.
Well, the country club, I think the country club was very incestuous.
It was.
If I could use that word,
No, it was.
incestuous.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, not like families live with each other and they kind of get together. He's saying everybody that stays there kind of just hooks up with each other there, and that was actually true.
Yeah. Yeah, it was true. And I know Steve Lawrence still lives on Augusta Boulevard, as does Dennis Bono and Lorraine Hunt Bono. They still live on Augusta.
I just saw them a couple days ago at the country club.
At the country.
Yeah.
Well, last time Melissa and I were at Las Vegas Country Club having lunch, we looked over and Melissa said, "Oh, there's Oscar Goodman." So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
sat and had a couple of laughs
And,
with
and,
Oscar.
and Carolyn's like a doll. She's amazing.
So we just had lunch with somebody. She said, "Isn't there another Goodman that can take over as mayor?"
The next spot. Wouldn't that be
Yeah,
awesome?
we're waiting. It's going to happen. It's
We
gonna
would love that. So do you know Miranda Cowart?
It sounds
Is that
really
Kelly?
Yes.
I didn't even recognize you sitting here. Kelly Vaughn jumped in. Good God, let me get you take my chair.
Wait.
Cowart grew up in the 80s at the
You're six.
Yes, sunglasses on kind of incognito.
I am. I don't have full makeup on.
I feel like a musical chair.
It's musical chairs.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, Kelly, and Carl John. Double first names. Double first
Yeah.
names.
Jonathan Scott, Carl John.
Yeah. I feel left out.
People are named McKellar too.
Oh, Melissa Redford.
She's the real host of the show.
I know. You did,
That's right.
Here, I think I've got us almost all in.
I know.
Almost. So, you're in the middle of a story.
Oh, that's all right.
No, Kelly.
Las
It's
Vegas
nice to meet
Athletic,
Sure,
Las
sure.
Vegas Country Club.
Well, you
right?
remember there was a sporting house, by the way, back in the day, and now it turned into the Sapphires. And everybody used to go to the sporting house, but none of them worked out. It was all mafia guys who used to go to that place. It's where the Club Sapphires is.
Yeah, Peter Feinstein owned the sporting club as well, and then he decided that there was more money in kitties.
Smart man. Smart man.
Yeah.
So,
The Sapphire is still there, and Sapphire Pool, I think, is now open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
up on-
For the first 3 years, no, it's right next door to the Sapphires.
I've never even been there.
Because you weren't allowed to come in.
No, I've been banned. I've been banned so many times.
Jimmy McKellar's been banned from more
Yeah.
places.
Everywhere. In Las Vegas.
I'm just kidding. Well, I used to run around without my.
He used to have a drinking problem.
Well, I used to also run around. I had a clothing problem. I used to run around-
I have the same thing.
I know. And they said you're banned for 48. And I go 48. What? Oh my goodness. They go just hours. It's okay. You can come back. I go.
Tell
That's
you
it.
something to drink?
I always wanted. I wanted more. Oh, shoot.
All right, so Jimmy's telling his family history
So yeah.
in a very
I went on. Okay.
non-congruous way. So I could say non-congruous.
I can tell you. Okay, so I had two kind of stepdads. One was Kate Hudson's uncle, and they lived in where the desert and eastern golf course is. It's called the National Golf Course.
Yeah.
That's where in the movie Casino, where they landed the plane,
Right.
it's famous for that, and it really did happen. The FBI ran out of gas, but also. My other stepdad was Sonny Paterno, and I can say this because I don't think he's alive anymore. He was in witness protection for a long time. He was the main consultant. Well, there were a handful that Martin Scorsese actually it had as a consultant as for the movie Casino, because he was the one that came from Kansas City and came over, and he was a bookie here.
Yeah.
And he was.
You gotta talk loud.
He was interesting. He was that was quite a weird high school time.
Okay, so you mentioned Kate Hudson. What people don't know is that there was a comedy team of the Hudson brothers.
Yes, yeah, that was it.
And the reason I know this, well, I knew who the Hudson brothers were,
Yeah,
but we lost a great friend of ours, Cindy Williams, last year, and Cindy was married to one of the Hudson brothers.
No kidding.
So so Kate Hudson was actually kind of like her stepdaughter.
Oh.
So indirectly, you were kind of related to Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley
Indirectly.
by marriage.
That's what she was. I forgot she was in that. But I'll tell you, the Hudson brothers had a variety show.
Yes.
And it was like more like hippie style sort
Yeah.
of thing. And Bill Hudson Jr. was the one who wrote, I believe it was Living on the Edge, yes, but for Aerosmith, and Crying and Crazy, and a few other things too.
No, Crying he didn't write that.
I can't remember.
Willie Nelson wrote Crazy, didn't he?
No. I meant I'm talking about Steven Tyler and the Aerosmith.
Oh, I don't even know that stuff.
Well, Rob too.
No, but actually, well, Willie Nelson pretty much you can give him all the credit because he wrote. most
Willie
of
just
the
turned 90.
stuff. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, they just had a big
Wow.
90th birthday party for Willie Nelson.
Shoot. And I don't smoke weed, so I probably won't live to be 70.
90. You drink enough so you can be tickled.
Fair enough. I drink enough red wine. I should be look like I'm 12.
They say about Frankie Shinders.
They
Frankie
say
Shinders
that.
has so much Kettle One, he's on the Kettle too. Shout out to Frankie Shinders. Okay, so your Hudson brothers, your half-father, stepfather.
Right. No, it's funny. So, in the movie Casino, so Sonny,
So your mom was a cocktail waitress or just a gun ball?
she was just a very popular woman. Very, very attractive. She dated everyone.
Elvis, didn't she date Elvis?
You know what? I'm sure she did.
Because she didn't miss anybody?
She didn't miss
Wait, do
anyone.
this. You have his eyes. Blue eyes and dark hair. Yeah.
Jimmy started as a singer. Jimmy was a singer for a long time.
Yeah, I'm still sometimes if there's an open mic anywhere
He's looking
for
for a
free,
lawyer.
I'm looking for a free.
Well, we have to introduce Kelly because that story that you told really went nowhere.
I know, right? That's exactly.
I'd like to say that there was a point to the story.
I know,
but I knew it was just going to be rambling. Just a fucking Jimmy rambling.
I know. I knew you knew that.
Yeah, it's just going to be rambling with Jimmy. Here you
I
go,
know.
rambling with Jimmy.
Yeah, and if anybody complains, it was in the title, Rambling with Jimmy.
Rambling with
Wait,
Jimmy.
is that how Ramble On happened? With Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, Willie Nelson
Well,
wrote
that's
that song too.
I love that's a
And the Hudson Brothers recorded it.
great. I thought it was Cole Porter.
So Kelly's a real singer. Kelly mentioned Kelly Vaughn. Kelly is a tribute artist. Kelly does tributes to Patsy Cline, to Shania Twain, to Dolly Parton, to Reba McEntire.
Amazing.
Am I leaving anybody out? Those are the main ones. Those are the main ones.
And Jimmy.
Yeah, and Kelly comes out just as Kelly. And you knock me out when you do Barbara Streisand. It's just so amazing. Any dates coming up?
I do have some dates. I actually, May 26th, I'm celebrating my birthday at the Kenny Davidson show. Come on out.
May 26th. We gotta talk really loud.
Tuscany Casino. And then June 9th, I do my Barbara Streisand show at the Italian American Club. IAC. I know.
Italian American Club Casino. It should be a casino.
It should be.
I don't know.
Video poker in there.
I've been there. I've never been. Yeah, I'm doing my Barbara Streisand and more. So I'll be doing like Celine Dion and Lady Gaga and Adele songs. Not dressing like any of them. I'll be doing some of their songs. And on May 27th, guess who just asked me to be in my show? Michael Shapiro. Reckless in Vegas. Sahara.
Oh, he's doing another Sahara Day?
Yes. Sahara.
Reckless in Vegas, back at the Sahara. You heard it here first, probably.
Reckless in Vegas.
Yeah, because they're reckless and they're in Vegas and they're Michael
And
Shapiro.
then Michael Shapiro.
Now, Jimmy,
Michael Shapiro.
you might know, I think Michael Shapiro's family owned the Sahara at one time.
No, it was.
Stardust?
I don't think it was.
It was. I don't remember the name of it.
I thought it was a Stardust. Michael Shapiro, get back to us and let us know. We're going to have Michael Shapiro on the podcast here.
Yeah.
So what's the date on that? Or you don't know?
May 27th.
Oh, so lots of stuff going on for you in May, and then June, and you got your birthday, and you have downloads? Do you have like songs on
I do.
Spotify?
Also
Or?
Christmas stuff, which is perfect in Vegas in May.
Of course.
Yeah.
And a couple years ago, Pete Housley and I actually produced Kelly's Christmas special.
The radio
That
special,
showed
that was
3 years ago,
amazing. Oh,
when nobody was going outside.
When no one was going.
Remember that thing called the pandemic?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it was so long ago, where we couldn't even sit this close to each other without having masks. Well, it was tough to be in broadcasting
I know.
during the pandemic. The radio station shut down. My last guest on the radio at Lotus was a broadcaster named Steve Shore. Then he died 2 weeks after.
Of COVID?
Remember Steve Shore?
Yes,
The
I
Steve
do.
Shore Elementary School.
Yeah, I remember.
Great educator, great. He was kind of like a mentor to me in broadcasting. And he was, and what happened was the station, I used to do this kind of a panel with, we have 3 or 4 guests whose idea, we throw a topic around, which I'm going to do in a minute. I do have a topic for today. Aside from, again, we're coming to you live from Steiner's on Las Vegas.
I have a lot of ramblings.
Yeah, rambling with Jimmy. So, so the station went from me having this format of having 3 guests to me having 1 guest. And then all of a sudden you realize that people aren't that interesting. It's not just somebody for an hour. You're really like, so,
Unless you're Jimmy Mack.
what kind of
I don't know.
what did you, Jimmy, rambling with Jimmy would have been great. Jimmy would have been a great
I have
guest.
other stories to tell.
And then,
We can have Kelly sing memories.
And then the station got to saying, why don't you do this show from home? And that's when I said, I'm done. I'm done at that point. I'm not doing this radio show from home.
It's not fair.
And actually, one of the program directors actually died. So it was horrible.
my
It really wasn't that long ago. It was only, what, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Well, 3 years ago, we were just getting out of lockdown. Just actually getting out of lockdown. 3 years
Do you remember driving down the strip when it was all dark?
Yeah, Melissa and I
And they had the heart on the,
Oh,
that was
yes.
amazing.
I rode my bike down there.
Yeah,
It was so much
everybody
fun.
was on a bike.
Jonathan was afraid.
It was like Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was so weird.
The only time I
He
saw
would
it,
leave the house.
there was a time when there were these brownouts that they had in California back in
We actually got to
1996.
say that.
Oh,
Well,
then they-
is that for electrical?
it's a sexual term.
Wait,
Just
what?
kidding. No, it's not. I'm kidding.
Colonoscopy.
I'm kidding. Yeah, he asked me about the colonoscopy. I'm going back to my colonoscopy. It's okay.
Go Lightly.
I
Go
have-
Lightly and Associates. This show is brought to you by Go Lightly and Associates.
Oh my God!
If you're having a colonoscopy,
You better pay us for this. Okay, so no.
Drew Hawkins.
Yeah. No. There was the electric company was run by Lehman Brothers back in the day, I believe, or it was what was the E? Anyways, it was they used to Vegas had so much power. We got it from it's something called something Pacific Electric Company.
Was it like the Nevada Water something?
Kind of, it was connected to it somehow. But we had to have all the certain lights out on one side of the strip one night, and then one side of the strip the other night. And this was lit, and this wasn't, and this was, and this wasn't. And so everyone agreed back
Kind
then.
of like the drinking.
Kind of, yeah. Sometimes you're lit on this side, and then sometimes you move to the other side over there.
Welcome back to Rambling with
And
Jimmy.
then we go, and then we're lit over there
Welcome
as
back to
well.
Rambling with Jimmy.
Right, and then the lights are out, and then
Enjoy.
That's
it.
and then you're on autopilot.
And now it's water.
All right, I'm gonna.
This vodka's starting to taste like water, a lot like water.
I have my question topic of the day, which Melissa and I have been talking about already. I'm gonna move the camera so we can get Caroline. So I say, what is? It's not a wide angle here. I'm gonna start with you. What's your definition of luxury?
Luxury isn't about $1. How much did you spend? I think it's more about a feeling. How did you feel? You'll always remember how someone made you feel. They might not always remember what you said.
Carl, luxury. What's
Luxury, above and beyond your basic necessities and needs, something that makes you feel pampered. It could be a bite of a special chocolate. It could be a certain drink. It could be like a whiff of a perfume. It's something that makes you feel that sense of elegance.
An experience.
Jimmy?
All right, luxury. I'm taking my limo to my private plane. My private plane drops me off to my yacht. I don't care if it's with a parachute or without. Somehow I'm gonna get there, and then I'm chilling. And besides, can I get is there such thing as a Swedish bikini team these days again? Do you remember that?
Yeah, but they're all
Yeah, you have that kind of money.
they're men and transsexual now.
All right. Oh shoot. Well.
You can buy anything in this world with money.
Yes, and then we'll do a music video, and I'll just mouth the words. I don't even have to sing.
So we actually were referencing your father's house,
Oh shoot. Okay.
and we were talking about perception. That luxury is perception. Now, some would say that your father's house is a mansion.
Well,
Right.
because
An
he lives
estate.
next door to Wayne New. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but then some people, like if you have a VW and you get a Genesis, the Genesis would be a luxury car. But if you have a Bentley, a Genesis is no longer a luxury car.
That makes sense. So okay. So
Well, you answered.
right.
Yeah, you're taking your limo to the private jet. And,
I already
What's
answered.
the
So
bikinis going on?
well, we got off at the rambling with Jimmy on the Swedish
Right.
bikini team.
we're
We're going to go Kelly.
Okay, my idea of luxury is we usually do primitive camping, and if you know what that is, you have to go with a shovel out into the forest and dig a hole to go to the bathroom. My idea of luxury, we just acquired an RV, and that is my upgrade from primitive camping to luxury. That is totally luxury to me. Mind you, I have to redo the whole camper, but I'm okay with that because I've got the tiles and all that stuff, but yeah.
Next question, Kelly. What would be gourmet dining for you?
Gourmet dining.
Yeah, gourmet dining experience.
It can be at home or at a beautiful restaurant, but it's about atmosphere. It's about the people that you're with and the quality of the food. And my idea
Jimmy.
Okay, I'd say supersized McDonald's with with extra.
You're an
nuggets.
idiot.
Okay, but no wait, actually,
Gourmet?
no, yeah.
A gourmet meal for
You
you.
know you've made it, and you can do it twice.
On a Versace plate.
Of course, on a gold-plated plate that you can throw away. So I would do that. No, it would be like, actually, I like her idea. Filet mignon and lobster tail, and I'd say, Cabernet would be nice, and yeah, but that's too easy. I gotta dig for something deeper. I don't know, like a rare animal that is endangered that I could actually eat, like
That's
not
gourmet.
leopard, but yeah.
Isn't that movie with Marlon Brando and Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Oh my God. Yes,
Yeah.
I forget what it was called. And he says, "Mein heart swims in blood." He says, his heart swims in blood.
Not The Intern, but it was like that.
Yeah, it was.
Jerry Mack style.
Yeah.
They have the Komodo dragon, and they're going to be eating the Komodo
exactly.
dragon.
And that other dude, it's endangered. And
Yeah.
they're like, we're feeding them what they think is Komodo dragon, but it's not. But who knows the difference? I've never tasted Komodo dragon. Ooh, that's a good one.
But I like that he said it's kimono, not kimono.
Yeah, it's rambling with Jimmy.
It's a well-dressed.
It's trained in the arts of Japanese dance.
Melissa Redford,
Gourmet?
gourmet dinner.
Well, I mean, it's more experiential. Like I just did that fabulous
Jose Andre.
Jose Andre for my birthday, 25 courses. Boy, was I full. No, it was perfection. It was the wine pairing and everything. It was out of this world experience. But-
Roger, our fact checker, just came up. The movie was called The Freshman.
Oh,
What's up, Roger? Yeah, buddy.
But you know,
That was awesome.
those have dined at Joe Rubinstein. Unbelievable. It's an experience, and that's.
So it's the experience.
I had that experience.
Carl John,
Yes, sir.
gourmet dinner for you.
Gourmet dinner is any time that the meal prep is done with artistry. So you have like, you know, the love and the passion put in there, and everything's a presentation. And so that can be done with your grandmother's house with a certain amount of love and presentation, or it can also be done at Michelin-rated restaurants. That's in my opinion.
What's your favorite memory of growing up, Carl?
Favorite memory of
Yeah. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Midwest. Yeah, I grew up in the Midwest. I was born in Hammond, Indiana, like right on the border of Illinois and Indiana. Split right down the middle, pretty much.
I've done shows there.
Have you?
I did.
I'm sorry.
I had a cigar dinner there, and my actor friend Joe Montana looked at me and said, "You had us wear tuxedos to come to Hammond, Indiana?" The Majestic Star Casino.
Majestic Star. So one of my early memories growing up, interesting, let's see. After my parents divorced, we moved, I don't know, away, and
Did one of them marry Jimmy's mother?
probably.
Probably dated.
Might have dated. I actually, the band Kiss, I painted myself in makeup. I was like in second grade, and I had a broomstick, and I was singing to the girls across the street, and my uncle came, and I shut the garage door as if I wasn't there, and he took all my Kiss records.
Well, that's kind of a sad. F off, you flipped off your uncle. Melissa Redford, memory of any memory as a child. Good memory.
Oh my gosh.
One.
One memory.
We'll come back to you. Jimmy.
Okay, are you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
All right, okay.
It's a memory, Chad.
Okay, all right. Well, I was 8, the girl was 12. Third base, my mom's garage in California when she lived there. I was,
In the garage?
yeah, a few times. You know, what is third base anyways these days?
Fingering.
Okay, I didn't say it. I'm not going to say it. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't my fault. I craved it. I was eight years old. I love when people, I was like 12. I talk about 12-year-olds. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I go, I was 8 years old. Yeah.
Have you always enjoyed older women?
Not quite. I don't know. I think I did. I wasn't sure. I think I, no. Are we talking about when we lost our virginity?
Sure.
I feel like we're in a sleepover.
Welcome to True Confessions. Welcome to Rambling with Jimmy.
Let me put on my pajamas and let's just talk. We're going to paint each other's nails and do each other's hair.
You're fingering a girl at 8. Let's move on to Kelly version. Kelly's got a story.
Any words for this?
Okay, Kel, go ahead. Where'd you grow up first?
Toronto, Canada, and I loved my childhood. I was like one of the only non-Italians in the neighborhood, and they called me Munja Cake.
They called you what?
Munja Cake, because I was white.
Manja cake.
Yeah, white cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, Munja Cake. Because Canadians, they said, Canadians just eat cake. That's a big deal. Yeah, so, but anyway, so I loved my little street, Queensdale. I went to St. Aloysius School down at the end, and it was fun. A lot of great memories.
Well, I went to Joyce Kilmer Grade School in Chicago.
We should ask you questions. Oh my God.
Okay, go ahead.
When's the first time you lost your virginity? And how was it? How did you feel afterwards? Did you feel...
It hurt a little bit, and I couldn't sit down. No, you know what?
It was quick. That was good.
I don't know why I remember this, but I remember walking and seeing grasshoppers. I was at my grandparents' house. I was a little boy, and I remember how fascinated I was seeing grasshoppers. I don't know why they fascinated me, or why I even think of that one memory. It was a hot summer day, and I just remember seeing grasshoppers wearing a guy. So, next question.
Okay, well, if you could have a superpower, 2 of them,
Yeah.
what would they be?
Flying. Flying would
Free healthcare.
That's your landlord.
That's the...
but it's supposed to be shitty.
Taxes are
It
so
is
bad.
Pull
It's
that
supposed
card.
to be shitty for you.
You're pulling that card right now. Okay, you got it.
Super righteous.
Sadie's dance, Sadie Hawkins was, when girls ask guys to dance, and then you buy a matching shirt or something.
Yeah.
And it's so innocent, it's really cool, and I've been to a couple of them. So I understand, they were fun.
How old were you when you first got a girl pregnant?
I think I was like 13. No, still, I'm just kidding. I have not. Well, nobody's
Coming to you
called
from
me.
Steiner's in Havana Style Pub.
Nobody's called me yet, so I don't know.
Do you look like him?
And I don't ask Daddy. Don't ask Daddy. Oh my God.
If anybody thinks Jimmy's their parent, please drop us a note.
And he just said how well my family was doing financially earlier. So watch this.
We're expecting a lot of messages.
23andMe is going to get a lot of members pretty soon. Or Ancestry.com.
Did you do that? Did you do?
Yeah,
I did.
I'm on it.
Yeah, I did.
We're not related. Why do you look at me like
Because I dated your mother.
I don't know. You never know. You may have.
Never know. Next question.
Okay.
Jimmy's got questions.
I don't know. I was just wondering. Okay, so what's your favorite part? What's your favorite place to hang out in Vegas? Yeah, like
That would be Steiner's in Havana Style Pub. You think I'm an idiot? But you didn't ask everybody. You didn't ask everybody the super. If you could be a superhero, who would you be?
okay, sure.
Wonder Woman.
Why? Why?
Because she's hot. And she can do almost anything. She has an invisible plane. She's got Lassie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think Catwoman.
You'd be.
Oh, that's a good one. Those are both good. That's great.
I gotta turn the camera to get Carl
We
in.
gotta get Carl back in.
Superhero.
Superhero? I'm Carl John. I am a superhero. I'm going to sit between Catwoman and Wonder Woman and work it out.
Yeah, exactly. What's up? That was awesome. Shine the light at night. I'll know where to find him. If ever we're in trouble. It's like a thunderclap.
All right, Carl, it's your turn. If you have a question for me or anybody.
Oh my goodness. I have a question for you or anybody.
Or anybody. Okay.
Matter of fact, what was your favorite place to eat in Chicago? growing up?
Oh gosh.
And why?
It's really not a fancy place at all. I love going to Fluky's Hot Dogs with my dad. It's only because I got to go with my dad. And I would have 2 hot dogs, Fluky hot dogs, and they had hot dog gums. And then later on, when I was an adult, it was shaped like little hot dogs. I did an event for juvenile diabetes, actually, with Jack Drucker, who was the owner of Fluky's and president of the Chicago Restaurant Association. We did a miniature golf promotion. So it was really up Fluky's. And then I remember my aunt and uncle. My uncle's still alive. He's like 96 now. Lives in Ahwatukee, Arizona. My aunt and uncle, my Aunt Leah and my Uncle Harry. And by the way, I had 3 Uncle Harrys and 1 Grandpa Harry. And I thought everybody was named Harry except for my dad, who was Lenny. And everybody was Harry. They turned me on to steak and lobster for the first time. So that, but, you know, my favorite memory.
And that's his luxury.
Sure.
Yeah.
But so a hot dog could be a luxury. If you got that, if somebody gave you something from there, what was they, Fluky's?
Fluky's hot dogs. Still
So if
open.
somebody gave you a Fluky's and brought it here, that would be a luxury.
I would love it. I would love a Fluky's hot dog. Chicago restaurant. Let's pass on to Kelly. Favorite restaurant?
Well-
I mean, anywhere in your whole life?
Well, here in Vegas.
Oh, wait, no.
That's right,
I was just
Steiner.
asking you. I was just asking you. I didn't know this was one that's going to be passed around.
Oh, wait.
I have a story though. Like there was a cool place downtown Toronto, and a lot of us would go there after the Leafs games. But my daughter went there. My middle child, who's 30 now, Amanda, and she went on. She was invited, and it was all the old timer hockey players. So they're like all old, right? Really
We had
old.
Bobby Hall.
And my daughter was in her 20s at the time. And so one of the guys looked at her and said, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "I'm first husband shopping."
Oh, that's a good one.
That was awesome.
That's a good one. Jimmy, favorite restaurant story?
Favorite restaurant? I'm gonna do a promo for a family place, the Marine Room in La Jolla, California. The Marine Room still there. Has great, some of the best chefs. It's 5-star
I
restaurant.
actually like the Shores better, but
I do because of the prices. But
no, I like the food better at the Shores.
Really?
I do.
You do? Okay.
We got the new chef and a new menu.
Yeah.
In La Jolla.
In La Jolla.
Shout out to the La Jolla Beach and Tennis
La Jolla
Club.
Beach and Tennis Club in La Jolla, which is some people forget where it's located, but it's 5 minutes.
It's in La Jolla.
Yeah, exactly. They say, I've never heard of La Jolla, but I've heard of San Diego. They go,
Yeah.
the La Jolla Beach and Tennis Club. I said, it's in La Jolla. They know the name of the place. They don't know the name
So
of
what's
the
your
city.
memory from there?
My memory, you know what? I'll tell you real quick. All right.
time.
So, trust me, I'll rate.
Rambling with Jimmy.
So, Jimmy,
I used, yeah.
Jimmy, I got something to say to you. La Jolla Beach and Tennis Club?
Yeah.
You mean the place that Mike Miner is the chef?
Are you Wow. Yeah, that's my family.
Guys, we're coming through a good report.
Family's club.
Shout out to Mike Miner.
Mike Meyer, chef at La Jolla Beach and Tennis
Oh my
Club.
God, this is a small world.
The last time I was there, I took a picture of the plaque that's in the room. It says McKellar's, Scripps, and Kellogg.
Yeah.
It's yours.
So yeah, that's ours. And then we also have other hotels there, and we have like the community down, like with the marketplace and the apartment complexes and condos. But my favorite memory
Yes.
of eating there, because I've eaten there a million times, all those restaurants. I used to get, like, I wouldn't eat all of the, I know this is weird, but filet or whatever I get, or maybe like lobster tail. I'd give it to this guy named Ramon. And Ramon, he was a homeless person who had quite a story, but he taught me things that I didn't know. I was a kid, and I just would listen to him.
Wait, where's the story going?
He touched you, Jimmy?
He touched
Did
me.
he touch you? He touched you. Here's this doll.
Where's my
Where did he
therapist?
touch you?
I need to text my therapist real quick. Both of them. So
I had mine on speed dial.
yeah. I have yours on speed.
Ramon.
So Ramon was this guy. No. He was.
No, just
He said he was an archaeologist. But here's the thing: all these like people who were captains of industry, and they were, you know, billionaires, and they were successful. They were inventors. They would walk in the morning and talk to him because they had nobody really to talk to. So he taught me about astronomy. He taught me about mathematics. He taught me about chemistry. He taught me
How
about
much
physics. He
time
taught me
did you
about
spend with this homeless man?
a lot of time.
Fucking him, okay?
Astronomy.
It's not.
Oh, he said he was an archaeologist.
All
He
right.
was digging.
Oh my gosh! Jimmy took this whole podcast from PG
this-
to PG-13.
Okay, wait. Wait. It's not gay if you're the guy behind the guy.
Oh!
That was something I made.
That's what
and
he
I had
told
somebody
you?
say, no. I told him that. I was.
So let's talk about these archaeological cases.
Yeah, discoveries. We're finding fossils. We're looking for bones.
Go Whiteley and Associates.
Oh my God.
Spreading motion.
He's gonna be
What are you
called.
doing?
I'm gonna get a text in a minute.
Well, we hope they
With a
answer your
dust
question, Carl.
Be careful with it. This is
I need to
delicate.
throw
Wow, wow,
We're gonna
we
throw
all-
up
Same cheetah.
Where's this going?
Jimmy's there.
I'm not quite sure where this is going. I don't know. What was the question?
I was with Ramon at the
Yeah.
Ohio Beach and Tennis Club, where
So
Chef
my
Mike Miner is.
My best, yeah, exactly. That was actually pretty cool.
That was.
So, actually, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, Ryan's going to be our fan checker now.
Oh my God! Yeah, for real. Yeah, you'll see. And so it was good to give him like a nice meal every now and then when I could.
Because you're very generous.
No, well, also I didn't really eat a lot when I was a kid, so I would just order and then I. So either that or I threw it
You're a
away.
husky.
So I wasn't. Well, there was a time where I was, and then a time where I was not. And then it goes up and down. I'm like Luther Vandross over here. And like, he's.
He was like, what did I get myself into?
I know.
Melissa, did you start these questions?
I don't know.
No.
There's gonna be a list of people who are checking off.
Favorite restaurant? Did you cover everybody?
He started
Yeah,
He
yeah,
started
it's-
the questions.
Oh,
and
we're
he
going to
ended
come
it.
get
But I grew up in Boise, Idaho. So we used to always go to the BSU football games. I always went with my family to BSU football games. So I don't know why you come up with that.
That's the memory?
That's just a fabulous memory. I mean,
Jimmy, any more rambling before we end this?
Well, actually, I was just gonna say I'm probably now banned from my own family's beach and tennis club, and I'm not alone, at least for 48 hours.
Carl, do you know any country songs that maybe Kelly would even know?
oh yes, you do play like, oh, you play guitar. Yes,
He's
yes,
great.
fun.
He's fantastic.
You got anything easy?
Let's see.
So Patsy Cline.
Let me see here.
Or we could all sing along?
What do you do? Yes,
Ended on
yes.
a high note on a song?
What?
What kind of music do you do?
Native American soul.
But,
Word.
yes.
Nice. I'm doing an open mic tomorrow night over at Town Square. I forget how to.
In the whole square?
Balboa. Yeah, yeah, it's Sinatra style stuff, Michael Bublé style.
Oh, you're singing? Oh. Where is it at?
It's Town Square. It's right across from Blue Martini.
What are you thinking, Carl? What are you thinking?
I just want to throw that out.
Let's have Melissa change
Sure, yeah, let me
Kelly.
see.
Get Kelly close to Carl. Let's see what we can come up with here on short notice.
Someone's getting a phone call.
It's Jimmy Mack. It's
It's
the
the
therapist.
It's the
This
Lord.
is
My therapist
his
is called
wife
Thanks a lot.
wants to know what the hell is going on.
Thanks a lot. Wait, sit here.
I'll give you the first line. I'll take you
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my name. Jolene, 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 please don't take them just because you, yeah.
That was kind of impromptu on the spot. And, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Carl John, Kelly Vaughn, Melissa Redford, Rambling with Jimmy McKellar, beautiful Melissa Redford,
Don't
and every
forget this
Roger
guy.
Sachs. Rambling with Jimmy, and the long drink, whatever that is. I don't know.
I'll give you the official explanation next week on the top promo.
Okay, that's going to work out real well. Have a great week, everybody. Stop by Steiner's and watch your favorite game. They got every game you can imagine on here. And happy hours and drink specials and video poker specials. Jonathan Scott reminding you all to eat well and party hard, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. Like us and share us and like us, because sharing is caring. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jimmy. Woo.